Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of BC Men's Basketball live on GoGaze.com. I am Kenny Calvin. I'm joined by my producer-director, Dr. Julian, Dr. J. Wilson. It's going to be an amazing day of basketball here at the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. We have College of the Canyons, 8-14 on the year, 1-7, coming off a huge win over LA Valley. They beat them by about 30 points. And we have our Renegades sitting at 10-11 and 1-7 in conference as well. They're coming off the loss to Citrus, 74-59. You know, we've had some things to be proud of in the midst of some contests. However, we haven't found a way to finish some games. Renegades are led by Tyler Silva. He's an amazing player, averaging about 12 points a game, as well as Elijah Williams. But they have their hands full with LA Valley today, as they have multiple players that can fill it up, averaging about 16 points a game. So I'm interested to see just how well our Renegade men can come out and try to capitalize on some early intensity. Definitely want to shout out my partner, Rob Chavez. I relinquished a lot of these duties to him during the spring, but unfortunately he had to call out today, so I had to step in for my little bro. But RC, we hope you get well, and we're going to hold it down for you today. And right now, we are ready for the tip, live from the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Jumping for the Renegades is Big Gallardo, and Canyons controls the tip. They're going with some man weave offense as the Renegades come out in the man defense. Point guard for College of the Canyons is Jacob Gonzalez. And that first attempt is no good, and the rebound taken by the Renegades. Now they'll look to get going. Silva on the left wing, and back out to Williams. So an empty trip for the Renegades on their first trip, and now that leads to transition money for Canyons, and they'll strike first. Jonah Elfara, sophomore out of Stevenson Ranch, California, with the bucket for College of the Canyons. And it looks like they're playing a little matchup zone defensively. Shot taken at the nail by Williams, and that's going to be no good. Rebound Canyons. Out to the left wing. And they're running that old school motion offense. If you're not familiar with the motion offense, it's one of the offenses that made Reggie Miller famous. Nice move, but not on the finish. Williams with the rebound. Now you got Silva pushing. Inside to Gallardo, and the Renegades finally on the board. Nice pass on the inside. And again, we've talked about how the Renegades have done well in contests, just haven't been able to finish games. Last week I was here with Rob Chavez, and it was a situation where we were ahead the whole game and lost on the last possession. And those are the kind of things that'll drive Coach Chavez crazy.
Well, you know, Kenny, and thank you for being here tonight, man. That's a tough situation to be in when you're playing this level of basketball, to lose games like that right at the end.
Right. You know, especially from a coach's perspective, because you put your players in a position to win, and it's up to them to execute and finish. And we weren't able to do that last week. Canyons comes up empty on that attempt. Now the Renegades run offense. Williams from the free throw line, no good. Rebound Canyons. And that's Elfara once again. Nice hands by the Renegades. Silva's a guy that can get going. He had about 5 3-pointers in the first half last week. You hope to see some of that early offense to help establish some of that momentum we were referencing. And here's Silva going, attacking. And that's going to be no good. Rebound, Elfara, and he's pushing. And that's going to be a blocking foul versus the Renegades. And he'll head to the line for 2.
And Kenny, talk about what was probably the last home game we had here. What was the success for the Renegades? What caused them to be able to get out? Because they had a pretty quick start that game.
Yeah, I thought, and the point that I just alluded to, Silva's one of those players that as he gets going, he brings up the confidence level of everyone else on the roster. He got out to such a great start last week that it carried the team throughout the first half. Unfortunately, we didn't come out with that same intensity in the second half and lost the lead. But if Silva can get going, I think he's the key to the offense. Pick and roll up top, and that's a nice trap by Canyons, and that's going to be a foul on Silva. And as I said, they're running that 1-2-2 zone where the point guard is matching up with the ball, and they're trapping on the wing. So if you just go into that wing, you got to be prepared to either step through that trap and get rid of the ball or reverse it quickly. And we didn't do that. Silva's trapped, and that's a turnover. Here to go back to that man weave motion offense, waiting for a mistake defensively. And now there's that mistake, and they enter. Nice entry pass, just couldn't finish. Rebound Renegades. Shot from the wing is good. Amazing shot by Malik Petty, the freshman out of Crisis King Jesuit College Prep, Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of amazing kids come out of that school. Look them up. Coach Chavez doing some recruiting. Deep 3 from NBA range. No good, but they nearly got the offensive board. Renegades control. Micaiah Martinez looks to be running the point now. Now the ball's inside. Rebound Gallardo. Nice penetrating dish. Amazing offense. And that's going to be a turnover on Canyons. But how about the penetration by Micaiah Martinez getting it to Camonte Jackson on that previous play? That was some impressive offense. I always say the best way to beat a zone is you have to penetrate inside the paint and get body movement. We were able to do so on that last trip down. Now Martinez out top, gets it over to Williams. Nice move, and again, we're inside the paint, and like I said, if you can get in the paint, you're getting to the money. Nice shot by Malik Petty.
And you can slowly see the confidence of the Renegades as this game goes on. They're taking their shots. They're very confident about their shots.
Absolutely. Nice shot on the wing by College of the Canyons. That one's knocked down. I think that was Jeremiah Walker. Renegades trying to work that zone, and they do get it inside to Gallardo. That's a nice attempt, and he blows both of them, but those are the shots that you want, and you can't reach after missed baskets. So that is our first time out. We'll stay here. We'll talk about the legacy of BC men's basketball. And I can't reference BC men's basketball and legacies without highlighting my legendary uncle Manuel Calvin, who was a member of the 1978 state championship team, along with my uncle Dean Jones, BC Renegade Hall of Famer, who went on to play at USC and was the roommate of a guy named Ronnie Lott.
It doesn't get any more Hall of Fame than that.
Talk about rubbing shoulders with greatness.
Yes.
You know, but again, so much to be proud of for BC Renegade basketball. Me being this football guy, I always like to remind people that there were a lot of amazing things that happened in this gym over the last 40 years.
And it's exciting to see the support that the basketball program is getting, men's and women's. They'll be playing in a phenomenal arena next season.
Absolutely. Petty is attacking, but that one is empty. And Williams, who's our team's leading rebounder, does a great job. And now we have a stoppage in play. Not sure what that was regarding. Maybe trying to keep it clean. Nice press break by Canyons. And they're going to be heading to the line for two. It's an amazing job attacking the press.
Yeah, both teams are playing hard, but the referees do have to do their job. They want to keep it to where it doesn't get out of control. That's their job. So
absolutely. I mean, and speaking of keeping things under control, Jacob Gonzalez, the way he broke that press, it was no pressure. He got things under control. Those are the kind of point guards you want. And you also want them to make free throws. So the Renegades up 10-7. It's 12:36 to play in the first half. You know, always an honor to be with my producer director, Dr. Julian Wilson. We do so much work outside of Renegade athletics that this is an amazing opportunity for us to spend time together too.
Yes, when we can come here and we can forget about the rest of the world.
Right, right. At least for a few hours. All right, so Martinez has come in, and we haven't seen Silva in a while. Yeah, and I was thinking that we had a player a little bit out of control, and that's Sean Johnson. Mm-hmm. You know, you had the right intentions, but once guys start collapsing on you, you want to make a good decision to get the ball out of there, and that is why you see him go to the bench so quickly as he had that turnover. And he was substituted by number 14, Ali Fell. He's a freshman out of Espanola, New Mexico. And that three-pointer is good, and we have our first lead for Canyons, up 11-10. Or second lead, I should say. Nice hands by the Canyons defender. If you're the Renegade in Petty, you want to throw that bounce pass. You see him playing you high, looking to put his hands within the flight of the ball. You got to throw those bounce passes. And now Silva's back on for Petty. Once again, we're coming to you live on GoGaze.com. I am Kenny Calvin, former BC Renegade player, coach, and now sports media professional at the greatest institution in the land. Nice move by Silva, under control. And now we get a hand on it, and that's going to be out off of Canyons as the defender was standing out of bounds as he touched the ball. So it'll be Renegade's ball inbounded from the baseline. Inbound to Silva. Silva with the runner. No good. Renegades with the rebound. Again, doing great on the offensive boards throughout. Now we have our three-point attempt, and that's money. Nice shot by Andrew Hill. That's another name that's synonymous with BC basketball in the 70s, as my former coach, Andrew Hill, was the man. And now we have another turnover for Canyons. So the Renegades up 13-11. As you see, that pressure defense inside paying some dividends as Canyons has turned the ball over pretty frequently. I don't have my live stats going, but we'll try to get to some of those at the half. That's 10:50 left to go in this first half. Finally inbounded to Williams. Williams gets it over to Silva. Silva over to Martinez. Nice move and nice defense by Canyons. 7 on the shot clock. And you got Makai attacking, and he comes up empty. Great defense inside by El Farrar. Renegade staying in that man defense. It's been working well for him. Nearly a steal, but that's a nice skip pass. And how does one El Farrar get the rebound in between 3 Renegades? It's because nobody's putting a body on him. Coming in for Canyons is number 25, or number 15, Jeremiah Walker. He's subbing in for Jacob Gonzalez, the sophomore out of Chatsworth, California. Now you got Big Gallardo coming in. He's coming in for Martinez. Rebound Silva. All right, and Gallardo will get a rest as Martinez comes back in. A little quick coaching change, and now we got Gallardo coming back in. Little musical chairs by Coach Chavez. He's trying to see if I'm on my game tonight. Dr. J.
No, he's not. He's not testing you. Don't worry about it.
That's my guy right there. I love Coach Chavez, man. Great story from Coach Chavez prior to the tip was that he saw my mother-in-law at cancer treatment. She's a 7-time survivor.
Wow.
You know, so shout out to my mother-in-law, Sherry. Coach Chavez loves you. All right, so now it looks like Canyon's coming out of that zone. Now they're in a man look. Got Martinez at the point. And that's a nice shot. Looked like there was some contact as Andrew Hill took that shot from the free throw line. It looked like he got hit on the wrist. And Coach Chavez is still chewing the official out. Nice entry pass and a nice bucket made by Mason Savory, the 6'6", 208-pound sophomore out of Stevenson's Ranch. So we talked about the importance of Silva getting going. Unfortunately, he hasn't scored yet tonight, I believe. And now it looks like it's going to be a timeout by the Renegades. So we'll take our first break and come right back with more action live from the Gil Bishop Sports Arena on GoGays.com. All right, we are back at the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Renegades holding on to a 2-point lead. Nice entry pass, and Gallardo with the move, but he can't finish. Amazing play drawn up by Coach Chavez as Martinez got it to Gallardo, but just couldn't make the point-blank finish. And now you got a one-on-one move. Oh, when you see Canyons is battling on the boards, but that time they got Mason Savory with the foul. You got to love the energy and effort on the boards by Canyons on the offensive side. All right, so Silva yet to get going. Oh, and we got a moving screen on Williams. And that's a tough call because you're just wanting to do your best to get your main guy going.
Right, exactly. That is a tough call.
Tough call. Now the Renegades switch it up and go a little 2-3 zone. And welcome my man, Todd Hanson. I haven't seen Todd since last year. How you doing, big bro?
Good.
Great to see you, man. How's our Marine doing?
Well,
That's great. Make sure you let him know I said hello. My son Kamani retired from the Army last week officially and moved to Atlantic City. Yep. Oh, Gallardo with another point-blank miss. That's his third missed layup inside the key. Luckily, the Renegades get the steal, and now we got the hold in a little freak action going by Jeremiah Walker. Looked like he was trying to slow dance with him from the back.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you know, and as coaches chewing them out, shout out to Coach Howard Fisher. One of the worst things you can do is foul a guy 40 feet away from the basket. Elijah Williams going to work inside, has the look he wants, can't get the finish. Renegades are getting some great shots in the paint, unable to finish. 7:40 remain in the play in the first half. Gonzalez out at the point for Canyons, gets it over to Barnett. Barnett with the entry pass, and that's been working for them. That's the shot they want. And they have been working very hard on the offensive boards and get another one. I'm sure Coach Chavez is not happy with that. And it looked like Savory got away with a little foot shuffle as well in the middle of the paint, but one of the things that's rewarded is effort.
Yeah, the Canyons are moving the ball really well, but Renegades are right there. They're playing solid defense.
Absolutely. Now it's 15-14 after that made free throw. Still haven't given them the point yet. Okay, there we go. And he makes the second. Now we have a tie game. So, again, the Renegades come out with some stable energy. But as we see, the contest continues. Opponents catching up. And now Martinez attacking in another point-blank finish. Not able to be completed by the Renegades. That's maybe the 8th missed basket in the paint. Now the Renegades got 3-on-3. Oh, and another missed attempt inside the paint by Silva. So if you go back to the story of the first half, it's going to be missed point-blank attempts that has this game closer than it should be. You know, and when you're a team that's right around 500, as Silva takes that shot, Gallardo for the rebound, and that's a nice finish by Gallardo to put the Renegades up 2. When you're 10-11 on the season, it's situations like this that keep you from getting the momentum to get some of those games that you should be taking home. You can't miss 10 baskets in the paint and expect to come away with victories. Canyons doing a fantastic job getting the shots they want out of that offense. Throwing it inside to the nail, and that's a nice shot by Savory again. Silva with the deep 3, and that's an air ball. Nice hustle by the Renegades, and they'll get that back, but it's only 10 left on the shot clock. Might as well reward the man with the most hustle, and that's how you do it. Amazing pass by Silva. And that's going to be a timeout. Nice shot by Petty. Doing a great job.
Yeah, Kenny, you brought up a very good point. Those missed opportunities in the paint. And normally you have to worry about that with the free throw line. It's normally at the end of the game we're looking at how many free throws we've missed, not how many points we lost in the paint.
Right, and that's the thing that we do in basketball. You notice what has went wrong the most, and that decides wins and losses in most instances. We haven't went to the free throw line much for it to be compared, but we have went to the hole, to the paint, tons of times, and we're not getting those finishes. I want to say we probably up to about 9 missed layups right now.
Right, I don't know. Sometimes maybe it's too easy of a shot, and maybe that's why. Who knows? Who can say? But, yeah, both teams are putting on a great defensive pressure, and I know that that's part of the reason.
Yeah, definitely. you got to give credit where credit is due from Canyon's perspective because they're flying around and matching up. They're playing a matchup zone, and they're popping out, going back to a man look. But ultimately, I'm reflecting on some of my great coaches, and the former Renegade, Andrew Hill, would say missed baskets, missed point-blank layups are just a lack of concentration because it's the easiest shot you can take. So there should be no reason you're missing that unless you just having those little lapses of concentration. Even when you have contact, if it's a point-blank look, we expect you to make that.
That's right.
All right, so the Renegades up 20-17, 5:30 to play in the first half. I got VIP bodyguards to the right, strongman bodyguards to the left. I'm in good hands. Gallardo doing work on the boards, and now he gets it out to Silva. Petty has been playing an amazing first half. He attacks in another missed layup, but Gallardo with the offensive board, and that's what he has done throughout, is getting his hands on some extra opportunities for the Renegades. So again, you got the motion offense for Canyons, and they throw it away, and that's Silva. Let's see if he can finish, and he does. That's what you need right there. See what happens when you start making some of those point blanks. You find yourself up 7 instead of tied. This zone look that Coach Chavez is throwing out at Canyons is starting to play with their heads a bit as they're not able to get that shot at the nail that they've got. And that's the second straight turnover. Great job by the Renegades. And Martinez is going to slow it down. Petty for 3. Oh, wait. Money. So the Renegades, they hear me. They start making some point-blank looks. And now they make some threes. And so we have a nice 10-point lead with 4:06 left to play.
Yeah, a nice 10-point lead, and we can attribute that to what we just saw, what we just witnessed on the floor was their defense making their offense. And both times it was on turnovers, steals that they camped out on. They camped, waited, they threw that pass. Renegade got in there, brought it back the other way.
That's a great point because when you're not getting things done offensively, defense is the best recipe for that to lead to some easy opportunities in transition, and that's exactly what they did, getting those 2 steals, getting out on the floor and running.
Correct, and, you know, they practice that all the time, but, you know, it's another thing to actually do it out on the floor. It's easy for us to talk about, but go out there and do it on the floor with your feet. It's not easy.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna be honest. I was a JV all-star. I wasn't much of a varsity basketball guy. So I'm definitely going to give credit where credit is due. These guys are collegiate basketball athletes.
Right.
Special thanks again to our man Todd Hadson. Does so much community relations for the Renegade experience. He's heading back downstairs. He heard KC was up here with Dr. J. He had to come get that handshake. But all right, but yeah, like you said, Dr. J, you know, the defense, soon as Coach Chavez went to that zone, it started throwing everything out of whack for Canyons as they're not able to make any shots outside, and that's another turnover after a timeout. So you know that got to be driving Coach Fisher crazy.
Yeah, and there you go again with that defense. It's almost a harassing defense.
I like it. Man look for Canyons. You got Petty playing a little one-on-one. Moves the ball out to Martinez. Martinez directing traffic. Pick and roll up high. Gets it over to Silva. Silva's blocked, and that's an amazing block by El Farad. That was all ball. Oh, and it looked like it was no contact on the opposite end. And Coach Chavez is saying, hey, you got to call it both ways.
That's right. That was almost clean.
It was almost clean. I think with the body, he might have got him as that knee extended for the Canyons guard in Ortega. And Ortega knocks that free throw down. He's from high school, or he's from Northridge High School, or Southern California Academy High School in Northridge, California. I'm going to get it right eventually, guys. How about a hand for Malik Petty? I think his energy and his extra effort is what brought the Renegades back as well.
Exactly.
After that play on the baseline, it seemed like he kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Williams with the baseline jumper. No good. Rebound Gonzalez. He's pushing. Oh, and that's a huge foul. That foul is going to be on Elijah Williams. Elijah Williams, he's the sophomore out of Providence Christian Academy, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
You know, we got to hand it to these student athletes. And, I mean, of course, you were one yourself at one point.
Man,
so
greatest experience in my life other than my kids.
Yeah, so you know exactly what they're going through, not only in their training but being out here on the floor tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the one thing I like to make sure to reiterate to people who weren't athletes. We are always told that we had the easy way out. You must have never followed us waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to zero period, lifting weights for 2 hours before we went to class, going to class all day, and then going to practice after class, staying at practice for 4 hours, and then after 4-hour practice, we're going home to sleep for about 6 hours and get up and do it all again. But they always say that athletes have an easy life. How, Sway?
Yeah, it is a full-time job, and that's no joke.
I remember my first year out of sports and how I felt like I didn't have anything to do. I was like, man, you guys have been complaining about this easy life. You haven't done anything we've done in the last 17 years. Deep three by Canyons, and that's going to be over the board. 2:37 left to play. Renegades up 6 points, 27-21. Again, we are live on GoGaze.com, coming to you from the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. A lot of amazing life stories happen in this building, and this is the last year in this building. You know, for some of you viewers who haven't been up to campus over the last 6 years, we had that $454 million that we had to spend as the technical free throw is made by Andrew Hill.
Yeah, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing facility. I actually got a chance to see what the floor is going to look like.
Wow.
It's a nice two-tone with red and gray, and it's a beautiful floor.
Man, I hope we can see some photos of the people who made all of that possible on the walls. Okay, so we have a foul, offensive foul on Makai Martinez. Makai has done a great job coming in off the bench for Silva. We haven't seen a lot of Silva tonight. He is one of our leading scorers, but it's a great testament of Coach Chavez's coaching style. He doesn't care what your numbers look like. It's all about the guys that are working the hardest that are going to stay out on the floor.
Right, and it's also a testament to being able to recognize what's working.
Right.
You know, like I said, the Renegades are up 28-21. There's something that's working that's not normally working. And so he's running his game plan accordingly.
Absolutely. First free throw is made, makes it 22-28, and the second free throw is made. College of the Canyons doing very well from the free throw line so far throughout this contest. Martinez gets it to Williams. Williams back to Martinez. High pick and roll. Martinez attacks, gets the shot he wants, and that's how you beat the zone. You have to penetrate and attack the zone. Makai did a nice job of being patient. Now it's up to a 7-point lead for the Renegades with 1:56 remaining to play in the first half. Nice lob pass and great recovery by the Renegades. Fantastic defense and hands by Martinez. Williams, a little out of control.
Good no call, very good no call.
Martinez to Hill, and he's going to be stripped from behind. It's going to be Renegades basketball. I almost said football. I told you guys it's in me. I'm sorry. It's going to come out every now and then. Two more inches, I could have been a Renegade hoop star too, man.
I'd rather have you up here.
Oh. And it looks like a foul's going to be called. Bell and the Renegades out. Great job attacking by Sean Johnson. And he'll be heading to the line for 2. And that was right at the buzzer. You know Coach Fisher isn't happy about that for College of the Canyons. We call them something else off the air.
We'll leave it off the air.
Yeah, it'll be off the air. Hey, y'all know I'm back. I gotta give y'all a little bit of Kenny Cal. No, but all jokes aside, as a Renegade coach, College of the Canyons probably gave us the biggest headache. We did get a conference championship over them, I want to say twice, but they were our perennial rival, the Battle of the I-5. Not too friendly. We also had a few games that were called and weren't finished, as you get the big 3 from Joshua Barnett, the freshman out of Tampa, Florida.
Well, Canyons is the college next door, so it's right down the road.
Absolutely. We lose a lot of our local kids to their campus, and every now and then we get a few guys from the Valencia area to come on down. But that's a nice shot by Sean Johnson, putting the Renegades back up 8 with 28 seconds to play. In this zone, I'm telling you, that Coach Chavez has went to, has worked wonders defensively. Another deep 3, and that's going to be no good. 6 seconds left. Nice pass. Oh, and that's going to be a foul. And Johnson will go to the line again after being fouled by Joshua Barnett. So great effort by the Renegades, and they have an opportunity to try to go up 10 with 4 seconds left to play in the half. The first one is good. Now we'll get Williams. He'll be subbed out for Ollie Fell. Ollie Fell's a freshman out of Espanola, New Mexico. So the second free throw is no good. You got Barnett rushing, and it's not going to be any attempt. So the Renegades will go to the half, up 35-26. We'll take a break for halftime and come back with more Renegade action live from Gil Bishop Sports Arena. I am Kenny Calvin, Dr. Julian Wilson. All right, we are back live at the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Renegades holding on to a 9-point lead over College of the Canyons. Quick meeting between the guards. Makai Martinez and Tyler Silver, they're doing a fantastic job handling point guard duties for Coach Chavez. One of my highlights of the first half, though, Dr. J, was watching Coach Chavez switch out of that man-to-man that had us looking a little discombobulated and going to the zone. That set the defense on fire.
Yeah. And what do you think would be some of the keys to this second half?
Keys to the second half, finishing those point-blank opportunities, and that's a first miss. As we couldn't even get the sentence out our mouth, we miss another layup. We have to find a way to finish those point-blank opportunities. And again, the Renegades come back out in that zone. Nice job staying on the string. You know, and that's one of the things about zone defense. It's one team-oriented focus. Everybody's on the string, and I like that. Rebound, Renegades have numbers. Petty, a nice move, and that should have been a foul, and he doesn't get it. Nice hustle by Elijah Williams. And Chavez is in the official's ear. Definitely felt like it was some contact as Petty Euro-stepped across the lane.
I mean, he rode him the entire way across the lane.
Absolutely. Silva, team's leading scorer, one of the two. Him and Elijah Williams. Elijah has the ball at the nail. Petty attacking. He has the most shot attempts tonight. Nice hustle by Williams. Oh, and he loses it, and that's going to be out to Canyons. So amazing effort by Mr. Williams.
Yeah, and it looks like the Renegades are taking over right where they left off in that first half.
Absolutely. Defensively, I love the energy and effort. And now Coach Chavez is one of the most animated of all times. I love his energy.
You have to be here to see it.
You have to be here to see it. One of my favorite moves is his stomp the floor. Boy, he gets to stomping that floor, man. He about to tear his ACL.
And where do you think he got that from? Because I always try to figure that out.
I don't know. I'm going to have to interview him one day.
Yeah.
Nice defense by the Renegades. This zone defense by the Renegades and the way they're moving around is causing Canyons all kind of headaches. But how about Malik Petty? He didn't score in this second half early, but just his energy and the way he moves gives the Renegades a little extra boost. All right, Silva back out top. Kicks it to Martinez. Got the combo guards matching up. Silva attacks. Step back, skip pass to Williams. Williams to Martinez, having some patience. Nice pump fake. Step back three for Martinez. No good. Rebound by El Farrar, and he's pushing. He's done a fantastic job on the boards for Canyons. Coach Fisher looking to get some offense going. Barnett with the deep three. That's no good. Renegades out running, and that's going to be a nice outlet pass by Mr. Williams. Amazing job by the Renegades. So as we see, that defense, like we said, offensively we weren't doing a great job from a field percentage perspective, missing all those empty shots. However, you attributed defense, turn it into easy offense, and we see it right there.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful just in sports across the board. It's the same way with football. When you're playing defense, your defense creates your offense. And tell you what, when those guys can get back on the field and put those points on the board, and then, of course, sometimes just like some of your old days when you would get those, what they call the pick six.
The pick six, I only had two my whole life, man. Dream plays. My most impressive interception ever, senior year in high school at Memorial Stadium. We're playing Garces.
Yes.
First play of the game, I pick it off and run it back to the 10-yard line. I pick off my former junior high quarterback, Brandon Abbott. First play of the game, first play of the senior season.
Wow.
Second play of the game, Steve Wofford touchdown for 36 yards.
Unbelievable.
Guess what they showed on the news?
What?
The Steve Wofford touchdown, not the interception. Come on, news people. Defense wins championships. How do you think he got the ball?
Well, I tell you what, just a lot of great local stories, history, and all attributed and connected to this college that we're at, Bakersfield College.
Gotta love it. All right, Renegades up 37-26 in a matchup zone. No, they're in that matchup zone. And that time, El Farrar takes that entry pass and gets a nice look. Canyons coming out in this light press. Easy work for the Renegades with Silva and Martinez. Pick and roll on the right wing. Now you're looking for some spacing. Okay, so we got Silva at the 2 guard. Martinez at the point. High pick and roll with Gallardo. Martinez attacking, and that was some contact I was about to say. Nice job by Martinez attacking the basket, getting into the body of the defender. He'll be heading into the line for 2.
Yeah, after a little short conference with the coach there, he's at the line now. We'll don't know what he had to say to him. I'm sure you told him he was doing a great job. Keep penetrating.
Great job making it count. Some nice free throw shooting tonight by both teams. You know, shout out to all of our administrative personnel down there putting in the work. Our statistician, Steve Lynch, Analicia, Keith, Coach Ballard. Amazing squad we have. And right now, the Renegades men looking to hold on to this 10-point lead. Doing a great job with this matchup zone. Nice entry to Barnett, and that's going to be rebound Renegades. And they got numbers if they can run. Williams, and that's going to be a charge, and that's a nice call. Great effort by Barnett. Barnett, the 6'6", 200-pound freshman out of Tampa, Florida. He's been putting in some work. He's taking the most shots, but right there you see him sacrificing himself for the team.
Yeah.
It's great effort.
And as far as the Renegades, like I said, they're in a good position. They need to know it. Just settle down, stay consistent with the game plan that the coaches laid out for them. They should be able to maintain this lead.
All right, Canyon's getting it back to Barnett. Trying to attack that middle of that zone. Would have thought that would have been a foul, but it was a no call. Silva, now he's pushing the paint the other way. Martinez sets up the offense. Goes inside to Gallardo. Williams, reverse pivot. Nice job by Silva attacking. Oh, and Elijah tried to put that back on the jam and comes up empty. Nice finish. Strong, hard finish by El Farrar as he caught the pass from Barnett. Nice little trail pass, but just great job by El Farrar being physical through contact. And now we'll have a couple substitutions. Mason Savory, who had a phenomenal first half, will come in for Orbach, the young man, the freshman out of Israel. And we also have Walker, who came in. And now you got Renegades fighting over the basketball, and we got a foul call on Barnett. And that looked like a push.
Some of the Canyon players, sorry about that, did not agree with that call.
Yeah, I didn't really see the contact,
Yes.
but you did see two bodies go out of bounds. Nice job attacking the pressure by the Renegades. Williams has the ball on the right wing, looking for some help. Andrew Hill out on the high pick and roll, gets it inside to Jackson. Jackson kicks it back to Martinez. Reset again. 26 seconds left on the shot clock. High post entry to Gallardo. Gallardo to Hill. Hill to Martinez. Nice pressure defense by Canyons as the Renegades get further and further away from the basket. Phenomenal defense by Canyons. And now we have a reach that bails them out. But that was a great job.
Yeah, we can't take anything away from that. That was a very impressive defensive stance. There were no openings for the Renegades to run anything in regards to the play they were trying to push.
nearly good, but it's going to be a blocking foul, and that'll send Barnett back to the line. And they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. (38-31) Renegades, 14-12 to play in the second half. You got Petty coming in. Petty had a phenomenal first half for the Renegades. Not doing a whole lot of scoring, but just his energy level helped raise the energy level of the rest of his teammates.
And if the Renegades aren't careful, they'll find themselves in a similar situation they were in the last home game, where it just little by little the game got away from them.
Yeah, but for the Renegades, with this 6-point lead, we've seen in the past where we're having a 10-point lead, but we're not executing as we close,
right,
and allowing teams to get back in. So hopefully we can execute and get a finish. And there's that offense that worked so well for Canyons, getting it to Savory right at the nail. And our man Robert Chavez did some research as Petty goes and hits the runner. He said that Coach Aaron Chavez got the foot stomp from Randy Watson on Coming to America.
Okay.
Sexual chocolate.
Well, thank you so much for that, because, man, I was there. That was worrying me.
Oh, nice shot by Barnett, and he is filling it up. Oh, and he gets right back in and draws the charge right after Gallardo catches the ball. You would think that Gallardo would have an opportunity to turn around, but that was kind of like a bang-bang situation where Barnett was there as soon as he turns around. And that's the frustration you see out of Coach Chavez and why his suit jacket is off now.
Right, and we just mentioned about that 10-point lead. Now it's to a 3-point lead. The Renegades really have to regroup here and get back to what got them that lead.
Right. We need to bottle up the pregame speech and just reheat it and reserve that after half, because last few contests we're not coming out with the same energy after the half. Nice defense inside, huge stop. And now you got Petty out on the right wing for the Renegades. Petty looking to attack. Gets it over to the left wing. And Johnson reverses it back out to Petty. Petty looking to attack, and now he's trapped. Back over to Johnson. Johnson hit that earlier, can't hit it now. And Canyons is out running, and they have numbers. Nice defense and block by Johnson. Or Jackson with the block. And now Jackson's attacking the basket. It looks like he was shoved out of bounds. And that's going to be turnover Renegades.
Yeah, the Renegades cannot afford, with 12 minutes left in this contest, to allow Canyons to get the momentum.
Yeah, because it seems like Canyons is dictating the momentum and pressure and intensity right now. Got to get back to what you did well, and that was controlling the pace of the game if you're the Renegades. That's going to be a foul on Gallardo as he tries to go over the back of Farrar, or El Farrar, I should say. And now we have a 1-point game. So I hate to say I told you so, but it's the reason why they put me in this booth, because I do know a little bit of what we're talking about. And like we said, intensity level after the half has not been the same, and now the Renegades are fighting an uphill battle as they don't get a basket on that attempt. Canyons with some numbers, a lot of physical play. The refs are letting them play.
Yeah, a lot of contact.
They're going right back to trying to slide that guy into the paint to penetrate that zone. It's worked well for him. And they get it to Savory, and Savory goes up. You got to grab that rebound if you're Jackson. He tips it, and it goes right to Canyons. Oh, and a late whistle after the miss. And you hear Coach Chavez in the background saying, grab the ball. Because you had Kamante Jackson in the paint. He could have went up with one hand and pulled that down, but he's trying to tip it out, and you tip it right back to the defender. And now we have a tied game. So with 11 minutes to go, the Renegades, who have played very well throughout the first half, are coming out resembling exactly what they looked like last week at home in the second half. And now Canyons has the lead. And their leading scorer, Barnett, is coming back in for Walker. So for the Renegades, you have Silva, Petty, Jackson, Williams, and Johnson. And the three from the corner is no good. The young man from Israel. Oh, no, that's actually Ortega running the point. And they get it inside to El Farah. He tries to go up for the dunk, and that's going to be a foul. And he'll be going to the line for two. So El Farah, he's been doing a great job inside. Offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding. Now he's doing a great job making himself available for those guards to get those entry passes. First one good, 10:24 to play. Live from the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Kenny Calvin and Dr. Julian Wilson here on GoGaze.com. And that's going to be a miss on the second from El Farah. And Silva, Renegades' leading scorer, still hasn't done much offensively. And you can tell Canyons is definitely doing a great job on him. Petty comes up empty. And Canyons heading back. And they got a three out on the corner. If that falls, it's going to be smoke, but no good. Silva gets it into Williams. Williams versus Savory. This is a matchup he feels he can win. Nice pass and another point-blank miss, but Williams tries again and misses another layup.
And there you go. We're getting the points and the opportunities in the paint, but the ball's not falling.
Yeah, and we talked about the importance of making sure we capitalized on those attempts. Now, we got another foul or a stoppage of the ball. So let's see what the conversation is here at the table. Okay, so it was a shot clock issue. Wanted to make sure we had the shot clock correct, so we will be at 22 seconds on the shot clock for Canyons. Canyons holds the 2-point lead. Get it out to Barnett. He's going to shoot it every time he gets it. Silva with the rebound. Gets it over to Hill. Hill to Jackson. Nice defense by Canyons. Causes the Renegades to reset. Try the back door, and that's going to be an air ball by Andrew Hill. Phenomenal defense by College of the Canyons, and they come out of the locker room with the ultimate focus. Corner three for Savory, and Savory was on the line. He's going to be out of bounds as he was on the line. So lucky break for the Renegades. The ball will be heading back. So we got Silva out at the point. Jackson gets it in. Oh! In our first dunk of the game, Elijah Williams catches Savory slipping. Nice dunk by Elijah Williams, and that ties it up, and hopefully that can change the momentum for the Renegades.
Yeah, and he needed that shot because he's been cold this beginning of the second half.
And now he gets the steal. See what happens when you get one opportunity. The ball magnetically finds you. Gets it back to Williams. Williams for a second shot. Oh, no good. Nice job by Gallardo, and you do what you never should do as a big man, put the ball on the ground after an offensive board. Savory from the corner. Nice job on the three by Savory. Savory's done a fantastic job. And now we got a horrible turnover by Andrew Hill. A nice move by Isaiah Ortega, and that's going to be a timeout as the Canyons Cougars have their biggest lead of the game. We'll take our first break of the second half and be back with more action. All right, we are back live at the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Kenny Calvin and Dr. Julian Wilson on GoGaze.com, and right now we're looking at the Renegades struggle. One of the things me and my partner RC talked about last week is having good intensity coming out after the half, and the Renegades haven't done that. They're trailing, I want to say 21-7, I think, in the second half. Appreciate you, RC, for getting us some numbers. You know, and it's definitely not enough ball movement, as we stated before. You know, so I appreciate my eyes in the sky for my man Robert Chavez, and that's going to be a reach by Ortega. The one person playing with high-level energy for the Renegades has been Williams. So if you got to go to the gut. You keep going with what worked.
Right, and he may need to be the difference as we get to the close of this contest. He's going to have to put a few points on the board. Defensively, they're all still playing really strong. It's just that now they're not executing on this end. We got to get the execution, just like they had in the first half.
Absolutely, and another big point is, you know, the fouls. We have to make sure that we aren't fouling as much, because a couple more fouls, they're in the double bonus. Jackson with the runner. Another miss, but he gets his rebound. Cuts it to three, 44-47 for the Renegades. Petty has been a difference maker for the Renegades too, so hopefully you see him getting back out on the floor can make a difference. Nice entry pass, but great block by Gallardo. So Silva has went to the bench, and we got Petty back in. The Petty and Martinez combination has worked very well since Silva hasn't done much offensively tonight. Now you got Jackson looking to be aggressive. And he gets it off to Williams. Nice pass to Gallardo, and that's the ball movement that Mr. Chavez at home is referring to, that the Renegades need to be successful. So now 46-47, 6 minutes to play.
And it was nice to see Williams make that extra pass because he could have taken that shot.
Absolutely. El Farag gets the shot at the free throw line that they've got all night, and that's no good. Barnett looking to check back in for College of the Canyons. He's their leading scorer. Guess Coach Fisher has seen enough of this mini Renegade run. And now you got Williams looking to aggressively get open and take guys one-on-one. And that's a nice job being aggressive. As we stated, sometimes you just have to go with the guy that wants it more, and it seems like Williams is that man.
Right, and even when he had the ball at that instant, you could tell he was trying to figure out a way to get to the rim.
Right, right. And that's a very important point. Basketball is very important for everybody to be a threat. I remember loving the Chicago Bulls when they got Rodman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody expected Rodman to just be this guy that's sitting out getting rebounds. Every now and then he would be aggressive, and he ends up with those double-doubles because people are expecting him to just pass the ball. You have to be a threat offensively if you're on the floor.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman was an enigma. For all of those who do not know who Dennis Rodman is, Google him.
Yes.
An amazing basketball player.
You don't want to go to no party with him. You definitely want him on your basketball team. No. I ain't going to no party with him. All right, 46-47. Renegades trail by 1. Petty playing some amazing, tough defense out at the top. Nice back cut by Barnett. Barnett working hard to get open. And Gallardo with the steal. Gallardo has played a phenomenal game tonight, rebounding and playing interior defense. Williams back being aggressive. Nice reverse pivot, and I'm telling you, this man said it's on me. 48-47, Elijah Williams putting in work. Puts the Renegades back up 1. Nice defense by the Renegades without fouling, and now you got Martinez looking to attack. Oh, nice spin. Oh.
Wow.
So they call the travel on the spin. I don't know.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and our cameraman, our intern is saying that was a 1-foot spin. So maybe as he's on that 1 foot, it might have came off the ground and lost his pivot. That's the only way I can see a travel being called there.
Yeah, well, the viewers might have had a better shot of it at home than we do.
Right.
So, yes.
Well, we'll see. That was crucial. Looked like a nice move nonetheless. Turnover for the Renegades, up 1 with 4:28 to play. Savory attacking Gallardo, and that's a nice scoop shot under the extended arm. Petty on the left wing, looking to try to move the ball. They get it over to Jackson. Jackson for 3 from the corner. No good. El Farrar looking to attack. He's going to go in, and that's a nice job of defense by Makai Martinez. All right, so Canyons looking to inbound it, and they turn it over. Jackson, and that's going to be a foul on Canyon. Jackson will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he probably could have given that one up, but either way, the Renegades get an opportunity to put more points on the board.
Oh, and the Renegades not able to capitalize on the free throw line. Done pretty well for the most part today, but these are the ones that you need, trailing by 1 with 3:51 to play. But I got to tell you, I am very impressed by Gallardo's energy and effort tonight. He hasn't scored a lot of points, but he's making a lot of smart basketball plays and putting his team in a position to tie this up. So kudos to Gallardo.
Yeah, basketball is a game of touches, and so you want your guy who's performing to get the touches.
Absolutely. Savory and Barnett have been that guy for Canyons, but look at Gallardo with another huge block. I'm telling you, the kid is playing phenomenal. If the Renegades win this game, it'll be because of Williams and Gallardo's effort in the second half.
Indeed.
Oh, Williams is going to be called for the offensive foul. He did extend that arm a bit. Probably should have kicked it, reset, and got it back, and that's exactly what Coach Chavez is telling him. But you can't fault him because he's been the guy that's been the hungriest with the most effort.
Yes, he is clearly looking every time he has the ball. What can he do? Called the triple threat, and that is exactly what he's doing. Is that why his number's number 3?
Well, I guess so. Oh, and that looked like it was going to be – oh, that looked like it was going to be off of Canyons. Gallardo with the hustle looks to try to throw it off the defender, and they're saying that's Canyons' ball. So we're knotted at 49, 2:59 to play. Inbounded to Ortega. Ortega to Savory. Gallardo doing a great job denying. Nice shot from the free throw line is no good by the young man from Israel, Orbach. Petty gets the ball to Martinez. Martinez running the show.
The Renegades will need to be smart here. They need this conversion.
Reverse pivot by Martinez. Gets it inside to Gallardo. Oh, and it looked like the ball was knocked out of bounds by Canyons. However, it's going to be Canyons' ball. May have went off of Gallardo's hand on the way out of bounds. And here comes the leading scorer for College of the Canyons, Barnett. 2:27 to play, 49-49. Jeremiah Walker, the young man out of Fresno, California. He's passed through here a few times. He's running the point for Canyons. They get it to the nail to El Farrar. Oh, El Farrar goes up, and that's going to be a foul on Gallardo. 2 shots for El Farrar. Again, you know, we talked about the importance of execution in the second half. We allowed them to come out and go on a 21-7 run. And now we find ourselves down 1 point with 2:14 to play. Silva, you got to love Silva's mentality because he's usually the guy and hasn't been tonight. However, he's coming in right now with 2:14 to play. And, you know, coach has to have faith in you if you're having an off night and he's still willing to put you in clutch time. So, Renegades trailing by 2. Petty running the point. Jackson at the 3. You got Silva at the 2. Williams at the 4. Gallardo at the 5. And now the ball gets to Williams. Williams over to Petty. Petty back to Williams. High pick and roll for Silva. Silva hasn't had a shot in a while, and he misses that. Nice hustle inside by Petty. And a nice rebound. That was a huge rebound by Petty, and it's going to be a timeout, Renegades. We'll take a break with 1:40 to play and be back on GoGaze.com right after this. All right, welcome back to the Gil Bishop Sports Center. 51-51, Renegades tied with College of the Canyons. Amazing effort by Elijah Williams, and Gallardo put the Renegades in position to fight back into this one after giving up a huge run in the second half. But all the momentum is on Canyon's side, and their big gun has been Mr. Savory and Mr. Barrett. We'll see what they look to do right now, and it looks like Savory is attacking, and that looks like a forced shot. Now you got El Farrar looking to force another. Oh, and now you have a foul. Great effort by Savory. And for the Renegades, you can tell that there's some heavy legs out there. It's not a lot of enthusiasm and energy by the Renegades right now, and it appears that way since the second half.
Well, they have been. This is, like I said, this has been a hard-fought game. That's why we're tied up at 51-51. Both of these teams have definitely been going at it.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Gallardo just fouled out because he's at the scorer's table. And I believe that may be it for Mr. Gallardo, and he was definitely huge in the second half for the Renegades. And we're also in the double bonus on one side and the regular bonus on the other side, and that's a huge miss by Savory. You know, as we stated too earlier, teams were shooting the free throw pretty well. The second half hasn't been the same story. Important rebound for the Renegades. Oh, and Savory knocks that down. So they got a 1-point lead with 1:22 to play. Petty running the point. Gets it across midcourt. Silva out at the top, setting up the offense. They're going to go high screen and roll. Or I thought so. Renegades looking to attack, and they turn it over. Sean Johnson turns it over, and that's a nice basket by Savory. So with 55 seconds left, the Renegades trail 3 points. Not a whole lot of time to be patient. Got to get something going, and Silva's attacking. Kicks it out to Jackson. Jackson for three and splash. Ties it up. Big shot by Kemontae Jackson. Needed it. And I believe that's his first of the night. But right back inside to Barnett. Oh, and Barnett attacks Jackson, and he'll be going to the line for two. So we're tied at 54-54 with 33 seconds to play. And these are some huge free throws. Oh, and he blows one. First free throw, no good by Barnett. He's been the man all day. And this is a huge free throw here, but also a huge rebound opportunity if he misses it, and he doesn't. 1 point game. Petty at the point. Silva at the two. Dribble handoff. Oh, and that was a timeout. Whoa. Very surprised we didn't see a whistle or a call there, but we got a Renegades timeout. We'll stay here.
Yeah, that was close all the way around. Didn't know what that would be, a call, what.
Yeah, that might have been as close as we could see it right there. Perfectly timed timeout call by Coach Chavez, because I feel like had he not been calling that timeout, we might have got a call there.
Might have got a foul call, exactly. He may have been thinking that.
Yeah, so, hey, amazing effort by Canyons. We talked about both teams really struggling for the most part.
Well, with 26 seconds left, 54-55, it's either team's games. Plenty of time. Either one of these teams could win this game. It's going to matter who's going to execute and get that last bucket.
Absolutely. Also work hard to get that offensive rebound if you don't get the bucket. You know, I think here's an opportunity where you want to try to isolate Williams and give him an opportunity to make a play, because he's been the guy. But you have to remind him, hey, everybody else knows you've been the guy in the second half too. So once they collapse on you, find an open man.
And it's always interesting to see games like this, to see who's the guy that wants to be the guy.
Who's the guy? Who wants to be the guy? Everybody talk like they want to be the guy,
yes,
but their effort doesn't show that they want to be the guy.
Yeah, who wants to be the guy? And this is where the champions are made.
All right, so the most important part is getting the ball in. Inbound to Petty. 20 seconds left. Silva on the right wing, looking to attack. Oh, Silva nearly with the turnover. Great pressure defense. 10 seconds for the Renegades. Oh, shot. And now Jackson with the deep three. Oh, and it's good! Jackson! Kemontae Jackson with the buzzer beater! Kemontae Jackson with the buzzer beater, and I believe that should be it. Wow. Deep three for Jackson. Huge shot. And you hear nothing but silence from the Canyons bench. Amazing shot by Kemontae Jackson.
Unbelievable.
And so now let's see how much time are they going to put on the clock. It looks like they have 1 second. I was looking at the ball as it left his hands. I didn't know if there was going to be any more time left, but I just saw the splash. I wasn't looking at the clock.
Yeah, all you saw was the splash.
All I saw was the splash.
The splash down. My God.
Wow.
Incredible job. We just talked about it. Who's going to be the guy?
Man, and kudos to Kamante Jackson because he hadn't made a whole lot of shots all game. But he didn't give up on himself, and he had the confidence to bury 2 huge threes in the last 2 minutes. Amazing job.
He didn't even think about it. He turned,
wow.
He faced up, and he put that ball in the sky.
Oh, my goodness. Splash Mountain.
And I don't know that we've had a game like this ever here where the Renegades come out on top on the last second.
Right. We've lost some.
We've lost some, yes.
Right. Hey, they did an article on me back in the day. It said I was good luck. I thought I brought it with me last week. It only worked for the ladies.
They played it great. And by the way, after this game, we will be broadcasting the women's game against Canyon. So please stick around.
Absolutely. And if you haven't seen our women, you missing out on one of the baddest ballers in the state in Sydney Morse.
Yes, and that team likes to run, so you will not be bored 1 second.
All right, so I love BC men's basketball, but I'm hoping that we get a stop right here because I don't want no overtime. And this is going to have to be a full court heave by Canyons with 1 second left. And so what do we have? It looks like we have a foul. Oh, my God. So we got a foul with 1 second left. And that's going to put Canyons at the line for 2. Oh, my gosh. Talk about not wanting to win the game. How do you foul a guy 50 feet from the basket?
And the guy from Canyons where the foul was with the guy that picked up the foul, number 15 here, he just set a screen and the guy didn't see him and just ran him right over.
Oh, my goodness. That's a tough call. Fortunate for Canyons, but now you need 2 free throws, and at the line is Jeremiah Walker. The young man out of Fresno makes the first. Oh, I said I didn't want overtime, and I might have jinxed us. Oh, my goodness. Whew.
Well,
Walker.
The pressure's on this shot.
Oh, 2 clutch free throws. And we are going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about a wild one. And Dr. J, you said it. We haven't been able to win one of these. And we foul a guy 55 feet away from the basket and give him 2 free throws.
Wow. And again, you know, you have to give it to Canyons. That was a good coaching move. You know, it was a risk. It was a chance because the foul could have went the other way.
Yes, it could have. So now we are playing some extra overtime minutes for the Renegades. And the huge thing is the fact that Gallardo fouled out. And he was the best defender in the second half.
Right, and so him being out of the game at the end of regulation, okay. Overtime, they're going to need his presence. We'll see what the Renegades do.
Well, I've been known to jinx us. I definitely think I did.
No, you did.
Right there.
You did. They don't know anything about you.
Wow.
Don't you worry about it.
Right. I can't take on all of that. It wasn't my fault. Great effort and execution by Canyons. Huge clutch free throws by Jeremiah Walker, the freshman or the sophomore out of East Central, Fresno, Cali. So it's going to be Canyons ball, and we are headed into extra minutes, 5-minute overtime period. We are ahead of schedule based on how fast the first half went. So probably about right on schedule, I should say. And tip is up, controlled by Canyons. So with no Gallardo, it's a huge void in the paint, and that's an amazing call because he did walk. He was traveling without his passport and got stopped at customs. All right, so Silva hasn't had the game we're accustomed to seeing out of him. Let's see if he can get going in this extra period. And, offensive foul. So they called Petty for the offensive foul push-off.
Well, you know they throw that forearm out so fast most of the time you can't see it.
Yeah, they called him that time. Renegades back out in that matchup zone defense. They switching everything. Barnett has been the guy, and that's going to be a foul on Petty. And Barnett will be headed to the line to shoot 2. Wow, so again, Renegades had an opportunity to close out a game. Dr. J says, hey, we haven't finished many of these, and we definitely didn't that time. You know, it's unfortunate events.
But we're going to give it to the Renegades for sure for maintaining at least some of their game plan to where at the end of regulation, they were right there. They had a chance to finish the game off.
Absolutely, but now we see ourselves trailing by 2, so we got to find a way to get something going offensively as we're missing a key component and big screener in Gallardo. And now you see the Renegade offense extending way beyond the three-point line until Silva can get inside of the three-point line. And Jackson for another 3. Great rebound by Williams. Nice step through of the double team. We talked about that early. And Silva has been off today. So Silva still can't get it going. He's getting some open looks, just not able to connect.
And that was a great look, exactly.
3:50 to play. Renegades trailing 2. Gets it in to Johnson. Johnson reverse. A nice, powerful move over Errol Farrar. And Johnson will have to be the difference maker as he's the one that came in for Gallardo. Barnett has been the man. He's looking to go. He's going inside, and he's got another one. Oh, no. They called a travel. They said he traveled. I thought it was an and one, but he shuffled his feet and traveled. And it was actually a good call. Wow. Silva stops his dribble, gets it back over to Hill. Hill looking to take advantage of the one-on-one matchup. Lefty up and lefty good. Renegades climb on top. Now you got the ball back in Barnett's hands. 3 minutes to play, 61-59. Barnett with the turnover. So now we got Renegades with numbers. Jackson having some patience and definitely makes a good decision to reverse it out. Not forcing anything. Great patience by the young man. Silva gets it to Williams. Williams attacking. Oh, and the blocking foul. That was a nice call because he was in the restricted area. But there's that aggressiveness that we talked about that's been so key for Elijah Williams.
Yeah, and the Renegades are going to have to continue to, even though we're in the overtime period, you're going to have to continue to attack to win this game.
Absolutely. Elijah Williams at the free throw line. We're going to have a timeout. We'll take a quick break, our first break of overtime, and be back with more Renegade basketball live from the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. All right, we are back live at the Gil Bishop Sports Arena. Renegade basketball holding on to a 2-point lead, 2:45 to play in this overtime period. Elijah Williams, who's been the catalyst for the Renegades fighting back into the contest in the second half, is going to the line. He's been the most aggressive player for the Renegades. Hopefully he can be the guy that knocks down 2 free throws. Total sidelines. Nice job by Elijah Williams. We talked about Elijah. He's the sophomore guard out of Providence Christian Academy in Lawrenceville, Georgia. My son just moved from Hinesville, Georgia, to Atlantic City last week. And amazing clutch free throws by the kid out of Bulldog territory. Now, Renegades, man-to-man defense, Silva out at top. And one thing I love about Silva is the fact that he hasn't played great, but he's playing well defensively. But that was an amazing entry pass by Canyons and some fantastic offense. Hill looking to get the ball to Jackson. Jackson out at top, gets it to Silva. Silva looking to penetrate. Goes one-on-one, gets it to Johnson. Johnson on the post. Nice move by Elijah Williams, and that's going to be tapped out of bounds. Looks like Savory may have took a shot to the face. But again, that aggressiveness of Williams is what's keeping the Renegade offense moving. He's cutting at the right time, and he's attacking the basket. Gotta love it. Jackson has been the man. Spins left. Oh! And that's going to be blocked. So with 2:01 to play, Jackson, who's been the guy that put those two big threes in to give the Renegades an opportunity to be where we are, will be heading to the line for two. Oh, big free throw by Johnson. Gets the shooter's touch. And Kemontae Jackson, 6'6" sophomore guard out of Golden Valley High School. Former Bulldog. Makes two huge free throws, and this kid is turning into the MVP of the second half. Renegade staying in that man look. I felt like the zone look worked better for him, but Savory's getting every shot he wants. He's probably creeping up to the leading scorers realm as well, because he had a phenomenal first half. Silva stopped his dribble, gets it back out to Hill. Hill looking to attack. Lefty. Hit him with the lefty, finger roll. Walker has the ball out on the right side. Nice job by Johnson with the amazing steal. That was amazing timing by Johnson, and now we're down to 1:07 to play, and the Renegades have a 4-point lead. And here's where Coach Chavez is telling them, hey, let's run some offense and be patient. Coach Glover right in Coach Chavez's ear. Oh, nice play on the ball by El Farrar. And it'll be 5 seconds left on the clock, on the shot clock, 48 seconds left on the game clock. Renegades have to execute on this inbounds play to get a quality shot. Oh, and that's a tough one. Silva from the parking lot. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. Great defense by Canyons. Talk about the stick-to-itiveness of this Renegades men's basketball team in this overtime period to fight their way back up 4, but you need a huge stop right here with 36 seconds left to play. Johnson's battling inside. I'm loving the interior fight that's going on. Oh, and we got an offensive foul. Offensive foul by Canyons as they call the foul on El Farrar, and it comes from the backside of the officials. Way away from the ball, totally unnecessary. And that's one of the things that Coach Fisher is wondering is like, how can that call be made so far away from the ball? And what the official was saying is that it was a demonstrative push-off, and they've called that push-off all night.
Yeah, and he's been getting away with it all night. That's what's happening.
That's a great point.
And they've been watching it, so this time they went on ahead and called it.
Wow, that's a great point. I mean, officials receive a lot of criticism.
Right.
I'm usually on the other side of that in many nights. I've worked on that in my past year.
Right.
But tonight, they're doing a great job consistently calling it how they've called it.
Yes, exactly. You know, and then, like I said, it's good when we get some no calls because it's unnecessary. A lot of it happens naturally through the process of these guys, you know, battling against one another. Absolutely.
You know, and some of my best friends are officials. That's what's so funny about my love-hate relationship with the Zebras. But tonight, I want to give these guys credit. It's very hard to officiate basketball. That was one of my intern assignments in college. It was the hardest thing I had to do for my whole degree was reffing high school basketball games in some small Arkansas towns.
Yeah.
Oh, so Johnson misses the free throw. Still a 4-point game, 25 seconds left. If you're the Renegades, you don't want to foul here. And you got a timeout, Canyons, and it's going to be a 20-second timeout. So with 21 seconds left to play, we'll stay here. 60 seconds, 67-65 in this overtime period. So again, one of the things that goes unnoticed in these moments is the importance of quality inbound execution.
Right.
Some people are already thinking, okay, well, we need to just run the clock out. Over there, you can hear young guys, let's just run the clock out. Get the ball inbounds first. That's the first thing first.
You got to get the ball. It's all about control. And if you can't get the ball in, and like I said, that's the time where you create the turnover.
Absolutely.
Right, when you're trying to get it in. You know, you mentioned I had a quick thought when you were talking about the referees, and I've often wondered what job is more difficult, and I wish we had a call in because I'd like somebody to call me and give me an answer. What job is most difficult, being a referee or being a police officer? I'm starting to think it's a referee.
Right. You know, some of our viewers have their perspective on the officiating. You know, some of them are saying the officials were struggling tonight. You know, and that's kind of one of the things I was trying to say nicely.
Yes.
Is the fact that they may be struggling, but they're consistently struggling with the calls that they're struggling with.
Right.
So the Renegades get the ball in bounds. Nearly stolen. Now they need to get it across the. Yeah, because that. Okay, so we got the full timeout for the Renegades. I thought it was a 10-second call because Coach Fisher had his hands up saying 10 seconds. So this will be a full timeout for the Renegades. They're holding on to the 2-point lead. 14 seconds left to play.
And it looked like there was a lot of confusion on both sides as they were trying to move the ball up the floor. It was
like they forgot which way they were going.
Yeah, everybody just stopped, you know, so they blew it. So good call to stop the play.
Right, because if Williams is looking at the floor, he could have took the ball and went up the court with numbers.
And I expected that Canyons might even try to foul and put somebody on the line, try to get the ball back.
Right, because it's not enough time left for them to get the ball across and put up an attempt. So you would think that the foul if you're playing the foul game, you want to foul right away.
Right.
That's one of the common mistakes we see teams make a lot too. You want to play the foul game, but you letting 6-7 seconds go off and then fouling the guy.
Right.
If your intention is to play the foul game, you should be fouling the first person that gets the ball. But I understand what Coach Fisher was doing here for Canyons. They're hoping to get the 10-second call defensively, because now since we've had the ball, it actually is some of those seconds going away.
Right, exactly. Lost some precious time.
Right. So we have to get the ball across. You have to get the ball across quickly. And they do.
And there's a foul.
So Coach Fisher had the exact point of what I thought he was trying to do, get the steal in the trap without having to foul. But once that ball crosses mid-court, you have to foul and try to start playing the foul game. You know, but other coaches are saying, well, hey, you guys let 7 seconds go off by trying to get that trap. If you had fouled them, you would have went ahead and gave yourself an opportunity to get the ball back in another couple of possessions. Because if he makes both of these, it's Rap City.
Yes, still got a one-possession game with 7 seconds left. This free throw is important. And it looks like they're going to try to ice him one way or the other, calling a timeout.
All right. And being that you had that timeout is one of the important keys to where I was thinking that you probably want to play the foul game as soon as the ball comes in bounds when you're trailing by 2.
Right.
because it's going to be extremely hard to get that steal. And really what you're doing is wasting those precious seconds off the clock. If you go ahead and get the foul, they go to the line, whether they make two or miss one, you still have a timeout to continue to give yourself an extra opportunity.
Right, and I think that's, like I said, that's where that confusion came in on that last inbound down here on Canyon's end. You know,
Right.
are they going to foul? We're not going to foul, and they lost all that time.
Right. In those little things that we're talking about is what has the team 8-14 instead of 14-8.
There you go, man.
My first job out of football, other than my regular working job, when I retired from playing in Arizona, I went back to Arkansas, and my first job was assistant basketball coach for Arkadelphia High School.
Okay.
So, you know, it was a great experience for me because I was so tired of football, I just wanted to be around something else.
Right.
But
you did your thing in football, so yeah, it was time.
yeah, and now I'm back. So Sean Johnson, amazing minutes for Gallardo. If he hits this free throw, he might be just as valuable as everyone else when it comes to player of the game, because him coming in defensively is the difference between success and failure. And that is it for the Renegades. Renegades fight back, win it in overtime, 69-65. Amazing effort, top to bottom by the whole roster. And the Renegades men will move to 7-14, 2-7 in conference as they beat College of the Canyons. We'll be back with women's basketball. Hopefully you guys stay with us. Tune in on GoGaze.com. I want to thank everybody who tuned in for the men. Great job by Coach Chavez finding a way to use this whole roster to get a finish. Dr. J, what do you think?
That's what I think. Just what you said. Way to use his entire roster. And like I said, you have players who step up when we lose players. We lost our big guy, and we had somebody else come in and step up, and the Gades got to win.
Amazing effort. Definitely want to shout out Elijah Williams, his effort offensively. I want to give a special shout out to Silva because he didn't have a great offensive game. I don't even think he scored tonight. But he came in and played some phenomenal defense at the end of the fourth quarter and in overtime, and that's how you can tell a guy that's in it to win it for his team, because he's not a me guy, he's a we guy, and he was able to get out there and give his best effort on defense. That was phenomenal.
That's right, and we're not going to take anything away from Canyons. Canyons played a phenomenal basketball game. They gave the Gades all they could handle.
Absolutely.